do it, you know, in 2020 because of COVID. And I haven't heard anything. Yep. We'll call the meeting to order to start.
I'll call the Parks and Recreation, Mitchell Parks and Recreation Board to order. First item on the agenda is election officers.
So basically what you do is you open the floor up for each one. You open the floor up first for nominations of president, and then when that's been first and seconded, then all in favor, the person accepts it, you know. Then you open it up for vice president and then secretary treasurer.
Okay. So I'll open the floor for nominations for president.
You gotta speak in the microphone and do it.
Okay. I nominate Chris Ritter.
I'll second.
So just an all in favor thing?
And you just have to accept.
I'll accept, I guess, the nomination.
All in favor? and-
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. I'll open the floor for nominations for vice president.
Oh. Yep.
It's fine.
All right, I'll nominate Andy.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
What's the other one? Treasurer. Nomination for treasurer?
Yep.
Okay. Nominate, I'm sorry, Amanda. I had to think for a second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
And then you turn the meeting officially over to Chris, and he runs it for the rest of the meeting.
I officially turn the meeting over to you, Chris.
All right, so I guess first item on the agenda, or next item would be public input. Doesn't look like we have anyone. No delegations, right? No delegations. So the next item will be, is there any additions or deletions from the agenda? I need to have a motion to approve the rest of the agenda. or-
All motion. Is that right?
Okay. And all in favor of approving the agenda as is? Say aye.
Aye.
Okay. Do I have to count the votes or?
Nope.
Yep.
If
All right.
if any time you don't hear somebody respond,
We'll call.
either you or I can call for a roll call.
Okay. Approval minutes.
Anything specific you want to look at? And we'll have tabs for you soon. I keep on Andy to get those orders. Hopefully get them soon.
I'll motion to approve.
Second.
Second.
Okay, motion to approve the minutes. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, approval of the bills.
Okay, let me go over. Let me go over the expense report first.
Just wanted to point out our revenue for the department is doing well. Our pool has had the best summer in 5 years. That's really good to see. We've been declining for quite some time, but now we're kind of back up, and it's good to see people back outside. Rec Center is doing well this year. Really no concerns there. Nothing really to point out. Everything's on track or doing better than last year. Of course, comparing it to last year is not a good comparison, but that's just kind of where we're at. But we are doing well. We've got $576,000 in revenue. We're about halfway through the year, and we're about halfway to our goal. Let's see if I had any other. Yeah, I didn't see, nothing really sticks out. The rec center is doing well with expenses. A sports complex, same thing. Right on track with our expenses. Nothing's pressing. Parks, again, no issues. Getting more projects done this year now that we're fully staffed. Last year was a little rough because we didn't have staff for a little while there, so it's really hard to get projects done with just full-time. Supervision budget's doing just fine as well. And the campground, of course, is doing very well, at almost 86,000. Comparing it to last year, which was also a great year, we were only at 59,000 last year, so that one's doing well.
Percentage full are they? Are they like 100% full on the weekends?
Several weekends this year. Prior to that, we hadn't filled up.
Since the days of Pat and Fred Cabot.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
Cool.
Yeah. And again, expenses are doing well. We have some overages for professional services and a few maintenance items, but we're in an enterprise fund, so we're still within budget and doing just fine there. We had budgeted 2 trucks this year, but we just can't find a second truck, so we're probably going to hold back for now. Just nothing good on the market. It's not worth spending more than we should. Bills. Outdoor Aquatic Center, that was $1,800 for the umbrella repairs. $1,600 for this for the skate park plaque, for the donor plaque. I highlighted, I'm trying to highlight them for you guys when you're looking at them. This would be the, these 2 items would be for the shed project for the school behind the ice arena.
Is there any structure up on that yet, or just concrete?
Just concrete. He'll be coming in 2 weeks to build it.
And we ordered that shed as soon as early this spring, as soon as we knew the prices were shooting up, we had it ordered and on site. So we're glad we did that, because I don't know that we'd even be getting one now. $4,500 again here this is for the Cadwell bust. And again, those were donation funds. So that's what that's coming out of. And then this is the skate park ramp. This is the change order where it's half of the cost of the ramp that we ordered. And that would be, I think that should be, oh, we got one more. $1,400, that was the remainder of the installation for the parking, the credit card machine or the meter that we have there. That's it.
Do you have any questions? Need a motion to approve the bills?
Second.
So we have a motion to approve the bills. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed, say no.
Abstain.
Okay, next thing on the agenda is the board reports.
We'll just skip Kevin. If you have any questions on his, I can pull his up real quick. He's not here today. I'll pretty much go over these in my report, but if there's anything you need to ask, you can do it now or at the end here. So we'll move on to the next one, I guess. It'll be Steve's.
Okay, we just been working on grinding tree stumps from all the trees we removed last winter. Completed the plaza parking landscape area. We put some trees in, some bushes, some storm water, kind of drainage around the one storm sewer inlet. Finished the dirt work at the Indian Village where we took out that bridge last fall, did all the riprap and dirt work out there. The skate park was completed. We did some dirt work around that. Haven't seeded it yet. We're waiting till this fall to seed it. We also repaired the old wooden skating ramp and repainted it. Ongoing irrigation maintenance, spraying weeds and fence lines, cracks, and sidewalks all over town. Digging thistles, spraying thistles in different parks. We replaced the plastic covers on the posts for the sign at Bell's Butterfly Garden. We added wood chips. A lot of our high school and college kids are gone already. Ongoing maintenance at the Deerland property and our typical mowing and trimming of parks and watering trees.
What's the maintenance at the deer property? Is it just mowing or is there more?
There's mowing, there's strainer baskets in the pond and stuff that I gotta clean out every once a week. There's full weeds in the landscape beds areas, just spraying weeds and cracks and stuff out there in the pavers.
It's just all outside.
Work.
Yeah.
At Cadwell, the men's slow pitch had their city tournament this last Tuesday and Wednesday, so they are done. Women's slow pitch was done on the 22nd, and co-ed started on the 5th, and that goes for 6 weeks. The Legion and Teener baseball teams got done around the first part of August. Park and Rec football is about to start next week. DW baseball and softball will start the week of the 23rd. We have the state amateur tournament going right now. That started August 4th and goes until this Sunday. We also have a men's state softball tournament. I think it's the D League. I just got their schedule yesterday. It's not very big. They're only using the east side on Friday night, Saturday, and Sunday. We'll be starting the backstop at Drake next week. They should have that done by the end of the week. They said it'll only take them probably through the weekend. So we'll be taking out the old backstop. We'll take out the valves in the sprinkler head and cap some lines to the infield. And then Mid-American, that's going to be doing the turf, will come in on the 23rd. You want to talk about that right now?
Yeah, I'll be talking about it in my report.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll talk more about that in a little bit. Then school's starting, so we'll be losing pretty much all of our seasonal help. I might have 1 or 2 kids around here for college that'll do a little bit in between college classes. Out at soccer, DW has started men's and women's. They have their first games this weekend. The soccer association starts next week, and the high school will be doing some practices. Haven't got game schedules for the soccer association yet. And ice arena, Ring Tech came, they took the compressors out. They're on back order for some parts. So we're supposed to be here next week, but I talked to the guy at Ring Tech. He is going to bring us, if those parts don't come in by the time they come, we'll be putting in a portable compressor unit that will get us ice. They've used it before in other rinks. They said it's very easy to swap out when all the parts come in. So we will have ice on time by the 15th on both sheets. And then when the rest of their parts come in, they can come in and swap it all out. We don't lose ice. And it's no cost to the city for that.
15th of
September, the ice will be ready. We'll be turning on compressors this last weekend in August. Yep, turn on compressors the last weekend, and the north compressors will be installed as soon as possible. The Hockey Association, the 15th is a little earlier than we start, but they have a camp that weekend, but they're going to be helping us. When it's time to build up ice, when we go home after the day, if we need it, they're going to have people come in to put more layers on to build it up, or maybe drive the Olympia around to build the ice up, so it'll be ready by then. The ice arena roof, it still has a leak in one spot from the very little rain that we got, but we have Great Plains Roofing is going to come in and install a couple runs of, I believe it's a tape, and they're going to tape up the seams for the new sections that they put on, and we will see if that works. Hoping so. If it does not, I don't really know where we're going after that.
How many spots is it leaking in again?
Right now, just one. Where before it was probably 10, and some were pretty heavy leaks. And this was, the spot that leaks right now was one of the heaviest leaks, but now it's just a drip. So it is helping, but it is also still leaking above those lockdowns.
You done, Jeremy?
Yes.
Any other questions for Jeremy? Open mine real quick. I do have a letter from the governor. We were selected for the grant, for the trail grant, the state trail grant. We're going to receive $94,000 towards the Dry Run Creek Trail project, lighting project. And that's about a $150,000 project when I wrote the grant. We're going to get $94,000 towards that project. So that's good, exciting news to hear. It's always good when we receive those grants. And every one of these things I'm going to talk about have to do with supply issues. The shared roadway markings, they can't get roadway paint. It's not something that they're getting done this year that we wanted to do. I know, Chris, you sit on the trail committee and you know a little bit more about that, but that's just kind of sitting there because of that, and I don't think it's going to change this year. The Sunstone warranty for the pool, we have the Sunstone, it's a Diamond Bright product, or they call it Diamond Bright at the outdoor pool. That's the product, but this one is Sunstone. And the bonding, there's a bonding issue with the concrete, and it's that product, and it could be a product problem. That's why it's fallen off. It's going to be covered, and we drained it, and we were hoping to take care of it, but they could not get product at the last minute. We still needed to drain to do the inspection and do some cleaning and all that stuff, but we're going to have to push that off another year until they can get product. It's just not happening. The zip lines, I think it's the same issue. We have the replacement zip line piece, but the retractable piece that they're trying to have made, I'm guessing it's lost, in supply problems. Artificial turf at Drake Field, they cannot get the artificial turf this year as they expected. They might be able to get it by December. We're going to approve a change order at the next meeting. I don't have it today. It'll be a drop dead date to have it done by June 1st next year. and there will be a $100, $150 a day fee after that if they don't get that done. And we're going to have to approve it because there's nothing they can do. I mean, and our hands are tied. We go ahead and let them go forward right now so they can get started on the project, but the turf is going to be coming late this fall or maybe early next spring. If you have any questions on that, let me know now because I want to keep them going. I don't want to stop that and wait for a change order with the board.
I don't know if this is the right time for that question, but what are we going to do with DWU for baseball if Drake Field is not available till June?
Cadwell, they're on
There's no-
April 1st anyways. And usually, I mean, depending on the weather, sometimes April 1st is still not ready. This year they were on a weekend before, 2 weekends before.
For
Weather was pretty
practices
good
and games, I mean, is there going to be enough?
for games, but we're one of 12 fields that this company cannot get turf for this fall. So they need 40 degrees it'll take about 2 weeks to put the turf in. It doesn't have to be 40 degrees straight for 2 weeks. It can be a few days here, a few days there, and they can do the turf.
And nobody believes that it's going to take until June for them to get it done. They think they could get it earlier than December and might even be able to get it done this year, but they'd be on it as soon as they have the right temp in the spring.
I guess I would just be worried that we wouldn't have a field for both Mitchell baseball and UW
So their
later.
plan is to do all of the dirt work and everything
Yeah,
this fall.
if we don't do the dirt work now, we might as well put this project off till next fall.
The drainage and dirt work takes about 4 weeks, and installing the turf takes about 2. So we're still planning on the 23rd.
So they could call in September and say,
When they've got it, we're coming.
Yep.
Yep.
Where does it come from?
I don't know.
It's from the AstroTurf company. And this company is out of Kansas City, but it's the AstroTurf. That's the type of turf. That's the company that called them. And I scheduled this 23rd last Friday with them. And they emailed me on Tuesday evening saying they just heard. So they must have just found out.
I guess I'm just a little nervous about not having a field ready in the spring.
We've run that, had a lot of discussion about it, let's put it that way.
We'll get
We think we're
Cadwell
going to be
ready the
okay.
same way we got Drake ready. And we have an extra field. We just like to save it.
So at the end of the day, there'll be a place to play.
Yep. As soon as the snow comes off,
Right.
just instead of taking snow off of Drake, we'll be taking it off of Cadwell if the turf is not in yet. And once we get 40 degrees for a few days, it'll take them 2 weeks to put it in, and then it's ready.
And Cadwell will just be in rougher shape for the year. It was-
Yeah,
This is what it is, I guess.
yeah.
There's no good answers for any of this. And same with the refrigeration unit that he already mentioned, and they'll be bringing in a portable unit to get us going there. But we don't know when we're going to get that done either. And then the roof he already talked about as well. We'll be talking about that because we have that agreement on tonight's agenda. Any other questions about the reports?
No questions, I guess. The next item is the water quality report.
Okay, let me pull it up. You know, as you see in the dry years, what we had in 2020, and you're seeing this year as well, the blue is the in-lake phosphorus. It just continues to climb, while the near-lake phosphorus doesn't climb quite as as much, and last year it even went down, so it'll be interesting to see what it does over the next month. You can see phosphorus levels each year. It's a little lower this year than normal, but it's climbing up. Rainfall totals, pretty steady over the last 2 years. Pretty dry, I guess you could say. Phosphorus or microcystins, again, we've had 4 watch and warning. I'm sorry, 5. I had one that didn't make it in here for some reason, and I fixed it on my chart. But we've had 5. In 2017, we had 9, and in 2018 we had 9 in 2017, 2 in 2018, 4 in 2019, and 3 in 20. And with this year not even over, we're already at 5. The dry weather, definitely drier and warmer, really increased those microcystin levels.
Why is it, like, it's almost evened out the rest of those months? Is there any reason why that it happens like that?
You mean the even?
Yeah, like it's.
Yep. So we're
got a steady.
we're using a strips now, where before we always had to send them in, and so the strips have just kind of benchmarks. So it's not point, it's like point, was it 0.5, I think is what it is, instead of 0.1, 2, 3, 4, That's all on the water quality report. And even though it's green right now, it's still testing out below the watch level, and it'll do that. It just really depends on that rain, and it helps. Every time it rains, it helps. Helps bring microcystins down, but it just messes everything else up. Doesn't look good.
Okay. Next item on the bills to approve the artificial turf donation agreement.
Okay, this is just kind of a formality in a way. Let me see which one here. Is this the right? Yeah, this is the right one here. So, in part of getting the artificial turf to come to fruition is the donations that were put out by Dakota Wesleyan, Mitchell Baseball, the Drake family, and the Exchange Club. They were all going to offer a donation, but over so many years. So we want to make sure we put it in agreement so we know that those funds are still coming, and they're awarded towards that project. On the bigger donors, we are allowing them to put a logo in the field itself, and that's pretty much all that we're giving them for that. But that'll be for Drake. It'll say Drake Field. It'll have a Mitchell Baseball Association logo and a DWU logo as well.
Oh, bigger the logos.
Jeremy, do you know that?
The Mitchell Baseball and DW are about 10 by 15, and I'm not sure the size of the Drake one, but it's pretty good size behind home plate.
So they're even, so we won't have any disagreements.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So if you're good with it, we're just seeking approval of the agreement for artificial turf. And we adjust the years based on which year. So Dakota Wesleyan is over 5 years. Mitchell Baseball is 5 years, with 7,000 coming in from, 7 years coming in from the Drake family, and 3 years from the Exchange Club. So each one will be a little bit different.
Any questions?
A motion to approve.
We have a motion to approve the artificial turf agreement. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. Motion carried. All right. Action to approve the amended agreement with DWU.
Okay, we went into agreement with DWU. It was through 2025, I believe, and this was last year. At year one, they could make an adjustment to it, And they are making that request as with their donation is to not have an increase through the remainder of their contract. And we added some a termination clause as well. Yeah, if there's any other questions. Originally, it was the CPI index. We could increase it if we chose to. But I feel that they pay well. I know you asked about it. I don't see any issues, so our recommendation is to request approval for this agreement, the changes to the agreement. And I've highlighted, oh, I'm sorry, I need to bring it up. Just tell me. So there's the language there.
So
And
in
then
2026, we renew the agreement for whatever.
We would just read, yeah, whatever, yeah.
Dollar amount we decide
Yep.
at that time.
And this is the termination clause that we just added.
A motion to approve.
I'll second.
Okay. We have a motion to approve the amended agreement with PWU. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. Motion carried. All right, next, let's see here, what do we got? Next, we have the action to approve the softball scoreboard agreement.
Okay, we have, what we are agreeing to is they have each of these groups, Muth Electric, Sports Authority, Sports and Event Authority, First Dakota National Bank, and Titsy Electric and Remodeling have all donated $8,600 each to purchase a new scoreboard, and we are going to provide them with a sign below the scoreboard for the life of the scoreboard. And that fits in with donor guidelines. If anytime they're paying for the full price or more than 50%, we can allow them to have a signage or naming rights or something of that nature. So.
Any questions?
Does that include poles and stuff? Or is that just the board?
No, that's board, poles, installation, hooking it up, everything.
And Jeremy did a great job, getting 4 donors this year and getting that done.
I'll motion to approve.
Second.
Here we got a motion to approve the softball scoreboard agreement. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed say no. Motion carried.
Okay. We have hockey and figure skating. I'm sorry. I'm
Yep, next
stealing
action.
your thunder there, Chris.
You can go ahead. The 2021 Mitchell Skating and Hockey Association agreement.
Okay, so we just went over this in January. We did two of them last year and amended one in January. We're not making any changes right now. The only changes to that is going to be the athlete fee. We did tell them at that time that we would keep the $75 rate this year. We did increase that, but we are increasing the athlete fees. Those are the only 2 fees. The rest of the contract is exactly the same.
Refresh my memory on the.
So it's $1?
I think it's just yeah.
Are we charging for preparing the ice before or after? Is that not part of it?
That was all cleared up in the contract, and, oh, I do have to change that. I'll do that. Thanks. Let's see. Jeremy, do you remember where there's the ice time scheduling. We do that early. We're looking for the
Resurfacing.
resurfacing. Was that in there? Where is that? Did I miss it?
Yeah. Third side somewhere. Yep.
I'll motion to approve.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion to approve the MSHA amended agreement. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed say no. Motion carried.
Exact same contract.
Did you go over this with both groups, I guess? I forgot to ask.
Yeah, I have.
And they were still,
Yep, they were both good with it. I have Hockey's signed one here, and Jessica was out of town, but I texted her. She said she looked over it. It was good. She'll get it signed when she gets back.
I'll motion to approve the figure skating.
Second.
the motion to approve the figure skating amended agreement. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say no. Motion carried. Next item is action to award the contract with Great Plains Roofing and Architectural Sheet Metal.
Okay, we talked about the roofing project. This is just a piece of rubber with it's like that Flex Seal stuff, that goes over the seam. And we're hoping that we find that last leak with it. If not, we can eliminate that as our problem and have to go start working on other things. We have $70,000 in the budget to finish this left, and this is only $7,400, so we'll still have a little over $60,000.
Any questions?
And it's a pretty simple description. It's this: install one run 9-inch, and the second one 6-inch.
I'll motion to approve.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion to approve the Great Plains Roofing contract. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed say no. Motion carried. Next item is the shed at the Mitchell School District, the middle school.
Again, another formality. There was a handshake agreements on the shed replacement. When we built the ice arena, the second sheet, there was 2 sheds behind the school district there, and we agreed to replace them. We never did. Instead, we let them use the heated shop area behind the south rink. And what we did, we went and asked for it in our budget this last year, and we've been installing that. And we wanted to put it in writing and finalize it and put it to rest. And the school district has agreed to this agreement, and they've signed it, and we just looked seeking approval. It also, I should add that the property doesn't go down. Their property goes in about a quarter of the way into the new ice arena. It was written wrong, so we wrote it so it comes out to the concrete pad below the ice arena there. There's a concrete, would you guys like, I can bring it up on the, okay, I'll bring it later. So you can see this little gap right here. The school property ends right here. Ours ends on the other side. That's where the error was. They only added 10 feet. and it probably should have been 100. So we've added it so it ends right here on this concrete pad on the other side of it. So that concrete drainage, it's a sidewalk when it's dry and it's a drainage, a system there. We would be maintaining that. And then the school. So that's also included in it, and it goes all the way across the parking lot. So we got those property lines. The new shed is right around in this area where this shed is, isn't it?
Yeah. They took that one out, and that's where we have our concrete slab right now.
Yep, and it's on their property.
I'll motion to approve.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion to approve the shed installation agreement with the Mitchell School District. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed say no. Motion carried. The next item we have would be the survey results before we set the meeting date.
Yep. I don't know if you can get anything out of this, but it was an attempt to look at what day would be best, being that Mondays wouldn't work because of the city council meetings and other meetings as well that I have, and Fridays not being a good option. So Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Tuesday seems to be, we had 4 say yes on that one, and 6 o'clock seems to be the best time. So it'd be up to you on that information, if you want to change or keep it the same.
I guess I'm willing to go with the survey results just because I want to keep a quorum here so we can keep moving. But anyone else has any thoughts? Hey, Sharon?
I was out one of those Tuesdays.
We've been having trouble with quorums.
Be second Tuesday? Just like it is now. Second Tuesday. Makes any difference.
Just check the calendar.
That's about it for me. Either way, I don't really have any strong opinions, so I guess I'd be curious to hear your guys' opinions.
Group bike rides.
It's every week though, right? How many people filled out the survey? Did everybody fill it out, or is it?
5.
Oh,
So it's probably us 4 and one other.
So really the only difference between, it's all 4 or 5 said good for Tuesday and 3 for Wednesday.
Yeah, it doesn't
Well,
really.
you could have put more than one date, that's why there's
Yeah, I think you could,
All.
And
I did
Tuesdays
all.
are happy.
I coach football and all our games are on Tuesdays. But that, I mean, baseball this spring is generally the same way, Tuesdays are great.
Well, intent is to try to get, so we can get more people here. So if we could have even more people here pick the day that would.
Yeah, I mean, if it works for everybody else, then,
I don't want to eliminate anyone, I guess. I'm just trying to.
Thursdays are the days that don't work for me, so Wednesday works for you. Does Wednesday work for you guys?
no, it's church night.
Wednesdays are, well, I mean, Wednesdays are good for school stuff because they don't do school stuff, but it's bad for
Right.
Yeah.
church because they do, yeah, it's not.
I guess at this point, I don't want to change it without knowing the other two.
We can wait.
Numbers.
You can just go with Thursday next month and keep this in mind.
Is that- everyone okay with that? So we'll set the next meeting for, we got September 9th. Is that right? At 6 PM? Meeting is adjourned. We don't have to vote on that, right?
No.
Yeah.
I've got the sheet in my office.
Calendar for it.
Do you want me to, I mean, if you want to stop by my office, I can look real quick. I can email it to you.
I don't have it in the calendar, we seem to schedule other things and I don't know how people function, so.
So I'm curious, Nathan, on how, when they had all these problems with the, how in the world did that not come back to the contractor at some time? I mean, I understand we're way past that and all that, I'm just curious, like, I look at stuff that we would do and I go, man, we would have had no problem with that. I'm just, or at least, I mean, 'cause I'm sure it was a design building.
You have a bunch of other ones
You
to
know,
sign.
you were-
But you might as well sign these too.
Well,
I'm
yeah.
gonna have him sign these too,
Okay.
since they were approved.
Yeah, we did, make an agreement though to get out of that, walk away.
We'll wash your hands of
Yeah,
that.
so, and we did get some funds for that, or the
Okay.
city did,
Yeah.
Well, then that makes sense.
yeah, because,
I'm usually pretty good about checking.